So the Great Depression hits. Hoover's initial response is that everything's going to be okay. In fact, for years, he kept saying the recovery is just around the corner. He was considered an economic genius during the 1920s for his efforts in World War I and leading into the 1920s. But he became sort of a cheerleader for capitalism and didn't really do anything else. And these efforts are going to prove to be ineffective at best. His efforts at volunteerism were not based in reality. He called conferences and he asked companies to keep their wages and hours the same as they had prior to the Depression, arguing that this is going to turn around and the economy will get back going. He asked unions not to have labor strikes. He asked states to keep trying to build building projects, even though they were running out of money, in order to get money back into the economy. But he never actually tries to do anything at the federal level. In fact, the thing that he did try to do initially was balance the budget. Now, when 25% of the working force is not able to participate in paying taxes because they're unemployed, balancing the budget means that you have to raise taxes on everybody else in order to make up the difference. So what this does is raise taxes on other people, and this means that there's less money in the supply available, which means that this backfires. It actually slows the economy down even further. Now, he looks at the human toll. He keeps thinking the economy is going to turn around soon. It's just a matter of time. And he refuses to provide any sort of direct aid to the people. There is no unemployment insurance past the state level, and the states are running out of money. There's no like food stamps program, a supplemental nutritional assistance program. There's nothing like that. People go to bread lines, which are run by charities, not the government. And those are all unable to meet the crisis. They're running out of money. Both the states and the charities are all running out of money and out of space. Why didn't he give direct aid? Because he was afraid of socialism. What is socialism? Is that he was afraid that people would get used to the government providing welfare programs, and then they would be tempted not to work, which proves not to be true when the Roosevelt administration comes in. Now, the thing that really kills off any effort that kills off any sort of hope that he had of getting reelected is going to be known as the Bonus Army Marchers. Okay, so the Bonus Army was a group of World War I veterans who were out of work. And these World War I veterans had been promised during the pie in the sky times of the 1920s an additional bonus for their service. And it was going to be paid out in the 1940s, about the time that they'd all be retiring. Now, these World War I veterans who were unemployed and their families are starving, they said, well, we are hungry and we need that money now. So they marched to Washington. They asked Congress just to get that bonus early. They weren't asking for anything additional. They just wanted the money that they'd been promised now. Congress said, we don't have the money now, so you're going to have to wait. So because Congress refused, most of them didn't have a place to go to. So this leads to a lot of those veterans creating a Hooverville, or a shanty town in Washington, D.C. Hoover wants to run in 1932 as a law and order candidate. Things didn't get so out of hand. He can't run on the economy because the economy is terrible. So he tries to have the military talk to the veterans to get them to go home. The veterans refuse, so the military tries to evict the veterans. And the soldiers step up a little bit too hard, and they actually burn the shanty town to the ground. So now you have veterans being attacked by the American military, and their homes are being set on fire, and it just looks terrible. Any hope that Hoover had of re-election really goes up in flames, along with the Bonus Army March or Hoovertown.